In the world of gaming mice, there always seems to be a reoccurring question, and that is, can a mouse be too light? There's a company that comes to a lot of minds for a lot of people, especially gamers, and that is Finalmouse. And what I have here today is the Finalmouse Starlight 12 Phantom. Now, after using this thing for quite a bit, I can tell you that I don't think a mouse can get too light. And to be honest, this thing has improved my aim even further, even though I was only using the Ninja Air 58. So, let's get into detail with this mouse and tell you why I chose this mouse over the Ultralight X. Now, even though the Ultralight X has been released for a couple of years now, I decided to go with the Starlight 12, which is a slightly heavier and older model, but it has its benefits, such as the build quality and structure to the mouse. If you look at the ULX, a lot of the reviews show that there's been frequent flexing and creaking in a lot of the mouse, and the build quality isn't all there. And with some of the earlier models, there has been tons of flaws. But with this mouse, there's been no creaking on my unit, and this thing is rock solid. So death gripping this thing will not be a problem for some people. Another thing, as a trade-off for having the Starlight 12, you do have to use the micro USB to plug it in to charge, which, I mean, for me isn't a problem because you only have to charge it every couple of weeks. And it would just be completely weird if you're using it while plugged in. So that's a trade-off I'm willing to make. I'd say that the only benefits that you're getting from the Ultralight X is slightly lighter weight, and you get your USB-C to charge. But other than that, I really think that the Starlight 12 is still better in many ways. I think the only thing that you're trading off if you get the Starlight 12 over the ULX is the weight and the connection to charge it. Everything else is good. Now, there's been some noticeable defects with the units of the Starlight 12, one of them being the famously crooked scroll wheel. Now, my unit is crooked, but I've had no initial problems with the scroll wheel whatsoever. It scrolls completely fine. The clicks sound good, and there is a bit of side play and side flex with mouse 1 and 2, but for me it's not a problem because I'm not really moving my fingers when I click down, so I just don't really notice it. Now, if we take the Starlight 12 and compare it to the Ninja Air 58, I'll tell you why I have upgraded and why I'll probably be using the Starlight 12 as my next permanent mouse for the time being. Now, I have the two mice here with me, and you can notice that the Ninja Air 58 is slightly larger. Now, this is a size option that you can get in the ULX, but again, I'm still willing to make the trade, and it fits nicely in the palm of my hand still. To me, the Ninja Air 58 was a pretty big mouse, but I was able to use it comfortably with my hands. It fit pretty well, and so does the Starlight 12. So making the switch for me is not a problem. There's no cramping in my hands when I play. It feels very comfortable, either mouse I use. But one of the big reasons that I switched mice isn't because of the wireless idea. It is a nice addition to upgrading the mouse, but if you take a look at the Ninja Air 58 units, the outside coating on the shell is like sort of a soft rubbery feeling, and with a lot of units, a lot of people know that there have been discolorations to the outer shell of the Ninja Air 58. Now, I've never really had this problem because I'm someone who keeps their hands clean, especially right before gaming. And so I've always made sure to preserve my mouse because, I mean, to be honest, I just love this thing. And I've used it for almost 3 whole years now, and there's been very little discoloration. I haven't really noticed much, but in order to preserve the look of the Ninja Air 58, I thought it was time to make the switch. Another reason why I'm switching from the Ninja Air 58 is because the reason I got Ninja Air 58 is because it was used by my favorite player of esports, while it was nice using it, I didn't want to damage it in any way. So from now on, I'll probably just be putting it on display and preserving its quality. So back to the Starlight 12. Let's find out if this is a mouse for you and if you should still get it in 2025 or whatever year that you'll be watching this. With the amount of options that you have right now in the gaming mouse market, there are a couple cheaper options. I mean, if you're able to find the Starlight 12 Phantom especially under retail, which retail was $189.99, I managed to pick this thing up for under retail, and it was a really good deal. So if you can find it, whether it be used or still fresh from the box, under retail, I would say go for it, because to me it is a really nice mouse and it works just fine. Just be careful about the defects with the scroll wheel. Not every unit works the same, and many people have found defects in their units, so just watch out for that. I'm lucky to have a really nice unit that works just fine, so I'll probably be using it until I have to make another upgrade. But I mean, there's still people that are selling this thing for way above retail, so if I were you, I would just find one of the other mice that are made of magnesium or that are lighter than this mouse in general that would be comfortable in your hands or in your setup. And the reason, because the Starlight 12 is more sturdy and durable than the ULX, is because it is made out of magnesium alloy, whereas the ULX is made from a carbon fiber composite. So if you're willing to make the trade for a slightly heavier mouse that you're not really going to notice the difference in weight, then I would say go for the Starlight 12, especially if you grip your mouse tightly and you don't want to worry about the creaking or flex, then go for the Starlight 12. Every part of the shell in the Starlight 12 is magnesium except for the bottom, so I would not worry about anything flexing. And so this concludes our video for our review of the Starlight 12 Phantom and why I got it in 2025, where there's way better options. For me, I love this mouse. Everything about it except for the micro USB is perfect for me. I mean, I could always go lighter. I feel like I'd be comfortable with a lighter mouse, but just the art of this mouse and the structure of it blends in really nicely, and it matches very well in my setup. So I'm very happy with this mouse, and I would recommend this if you are anyone like me who loves the craftsmanship of the mouse and is willing to make the trade-off to get a mouse like this. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon. You'll be seeing me play with this mouse in Fortnite and Siege, testing it out, and I wish you the best for the 4th of July.